Hi and welcome to Unbox Anything. Today we'll be looking at the pros and the cons of this Sony Bravia TV. This is the Sony 49X8309CBU and it's a 49-inch TV. And yeah, so I'll just go ahead and go into the pros. For the pros, I just wanted to start with the remote. The remote is great. That's one of the great things about the TV itself. The remote comes with a Netflix button over there, so it's easier for you to access Netflix if you're interested in that. It also comes with all the other features, but the other thing I like to point out with the remote also is that I've had this for a year, 2 years now, but you don't see any buttons that are falling in or anything, so the remote is extremely good. Like, it doesn't, nothing bad ever happens to it. And I've got like a little sister, she's always throwing it around and everything. The amount of times it's falling and it's still working, you have to give it that. That's a pro. Also, the battery. I used to have a remote for TV and the battery just constantly used to run out. I don't know what was wrong with that TV, but with this one, the battery never literally, I don't think we've changed batteries in the last 2 years, and that's great. So that's the other great thing about it. Yeah, the remote is really great. I'll give it that. Okay, there's a con about the remote. I would say having the TV for 2 years, I've realized that the remote can be a bit confusing, especially if you're new to it. And I feel like there's not a lot of buttons. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I think basically what I'm trying to say is I think it would be a lot better if the remote was bigger. You don't want a big remote, but compared to the features this TV comes with and all the scrolling you have to do, it's kind of a drag to have to play around with this all the time. I think it would have been a lot better if they put more controls on here than having to look for them on the TV. So the pros of the TV itself are the TV is 49-inch, which is quite big. It's also a 4K TV, so you get a lot of quality. You can see everything in high quality. Yeah, and compared to a TV that I've had for 2 years, if you look at the screen, you will see that there's no scratches. Now, I rarely clean this, so the screen itself doesn't pick up any dust easily. The other thing that the TV is extremely thin. Look at that. That's really thin. That's really thin for a TV that came out in 2015. That's a pro. The other pro is that you get a lot of cables stuff you can put in there. Also, here you get 4 HDMI, which is great. 4 HDMI, so you can put in 4 different stuff, whatever, and you get 2 USBs as well. With normal TVs, normally some TVs you don't even get USB, so that's great. Here you get your 2 USBs over there and there. Then the con is that these the TV buttons are in the back. So it actually took me nearly a year and a half to realize that they were back here, because I thought it did not have any. So sometimes when I couldn't find the remote, I literally wouldn't watch TV. But then I realized that they were in the back. So that's a con. That's really annoying. If you get a TV and you're not the one that took it out of the box in and everything, you would not know that these buttons are there. So that's a con, and that's something that really annoyed me actually. Yeah, but anyway, I would like to go ahead and turn the TV on. Yeah, so it's a 4K TV. You watch anything on here in 4K. You can also install a few apps. I've got just a few. I'm not really a TV person, but yeah, you get your apps. So you can also install games on it. So if you're like a game type of person, you can come here, install a few games. You'd also get the App Store. So literally it's like having an Android phone, so you can come here, get a few films and everything, and yeah, that's great. I don't use it, so I've not signed in or anything, but you can see here Netflix and everything. That's great. Yeah, so that's one of the pros. And the other pros is that it's got really nice settings. Once you come to brightness, if I come here, you get a lot of different settings. You get your Google Cast, if you've got Procast or whatever, you get your Bluetooth settings, you get your keyboard settings. Now, obviously, one of the cons with this TV is that you don't get a keyboard. I'm not saying that TV should have keyboards, but like if you were to type something, let's say in YouTube, and you came here, you wanted to type something. Yeah, so if you came here on YouTube and let's say you wanted to type something, you wanted to find something or whatever you were looking for, the problem is you have to type it letter by letter, and that's annoying. So I would have loved it if you could use, like, let's say you could press in this button and gear would come up. I mean, I've tried this so many times, but it doesn't work. So when I come here to search something, I always have to press letter by letter, and it just gets boring. Yeah, so that's one of the cons that's annoying. So I'll just play a video here, one of my videos my sister's watching, so you have a look at the quality.
Tamari's toys. Moana adopts Agnes Gru. Yay! Why Moana, what is he like to tell us? And say he was
So yeah, the quality is really good. I mean, one of the things I like about the TV itself is that it's very bright. Obviously the quality is a bit low on the camera, because that's the case with everything. If you record something on TV and record it back on the camera, it doesn't show clearly, but me looking at it here, it's very bright. Yeah, and when also the other pro I want to point out is the TV itself. If you come in settings, it's got this thing where it can turn down the brightness and turn it down. Let's say if you're watching TV during day, the brightness will be high, and if you're watching TV during night, the brightness will be low, because you're watching it. So it's got that it's got like a detector that detects how bright the room is, and with that it determines the brightness of the TV itself. Just a second, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So it's got that light sensor, and if you turn the light sensor on, it will detect the brightness in the room, and then it will turn it down. So now it's just gonna stay the same because it's daytime. But if you're at night, you're watching TV, you don't want it to be too bright, just turn the light sensor on, and what will happen is that it will detect when you're watching TV at night, and it will turn down the brightness so your eyes don't get damaged or anything, which is great. I mean, I don't mind, I love it bright, so I just turned mine off. But yeah, that's some of the pros. Some of the other pros are it's easier to connect onto from the laptop, because you got all your HDMI in the back. You also get anything that's new that's trending over here, so anything from YouTube or anything. So the other con is that because with all Android TVs, especially the ones that are made in 2015, you get an issue with internet connecting, like internet connection. The problem is that sometimes the Wi-Fi comes off and then you have to reconnect it. So I'm actually connected to a wired LAN, so I had to turn the Wi-Fi off because the Wi-Fi literally doesn't work. See, my Wi-Fi is on, but it never comes on here for some reason. It used to, but now it doesn't. I don't know why. I've tried everything. I've reset the TV itself and stuff, but that doesn't work. So that's a con. So I've had to use the wired LAN, like literally get a cable, long cable straight from the router, and then put it in here, which is so annoying. But yeah, apart from that, it's a great TV. You get a lot of features on here. You get your music or whatever, and you get an internet browser that comes with it. So yeah, you can browse the internet on here. So if you're into watching films on illegal websites, yeah, you can just catch them here, which is great. But then again, the browser can be a bit of a struggle because you have to literally type letter by letter. So I'll just show you, like I showed you before. See, you have to type this and that and then type one. But yeah, I hate it, and most times it crashes as well. And there's not a lot of browsers on the App Store for the Android TVs, so there's literally just this one. Trust me, I've tried to search all of them and find them. But yeah, in general, if you have like an Android phone, it's a great TV to have, especially if you have an Android phone, because you literally just Chromecast anything. It's so easy to connect. So I'll just show you simply. I've got a Samsung, but if I come here, yeah, once I click on Smart View, turn it on. See, that's the TV. Click it on. Normally it's faster than this, it just connects straight away. Yeah, so that doesn't seem to be working today. Put that down as a con as well. Sometimes it doesn't work when you Chromecast it. That's a con. I suppose that's been improved now since this is a 2015 TV, but it's probably been improved now. But those are some of the errors you're normally getting Android TVs anyway. So yeah, it's one of those. So see, now it's saying it's not gonna connect for some reason. So that would mean that I have to turn the TV on and then restart my phone, and then so for it to Chromecast. But yeah, that was it from today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, so I'll see you next time. Take care.